Hello and welcome to my list of the top 6 raiding add-ons in World of Warcraft Legion. My name is Zerberas and I will guide you through this video. There is no real order of importance, as I think you should have installed every single one of them anyways. All of these add-ons can be found on curse.com. I would say let's get right into it. Starting with number 1, Deadly Boss Mods. This is the most downloaded add-on of all time, so there's a fair chance you know it already. But in summary, this add-on basically displays timers and warnings for raid bosses and their spells and abilities. It literally shouts at you when you're getting a debuff on you, which forces you to move out of the group, the boss changes phases, or the enrage timer is about to end. This add-on is core for raiding both casual and hardcore, as the timers are needed to make decisions on raid-wide cooldown usage and positioning. There are also mods for older content, which is handy for example at Spine of Deathwing, but they require an extra download for each past expansion. Number 2 is an add-on called Exhaustus Raid Tools, which provides utility across the raid. It tracks raid cooldowns, the number of available battle reses, a raid-wide inspect window, extra layers with useful information, as well as some handy raid-wide notes. My guild is using the last feature regularly to write down the sequencing of heal cooldowns as well as other notable information for different bosses. My add-on number 3 of choice is called GTFO, which is a shortcut for Get the Fuck Out. For this add-on there's basically no need for in-depth explanation. If you stand in avoidable damage, you will hear loud sound that will motivate you to move out of it as fast as possible. At number 4 we got one of my most loved add-ons of all time, Weak Auras 2. This add-on allows you to track buffs, debuffs, trinket procs and like anything else that you ever could imagine. This add-on is very useful as it also allows you to track boss specific abilities you need to keep an eye on. Overall, this add-on is a must-have for raiding and you will sure need some time to use it properly. But when you do, you won't want to miss it again. Least but not last, we got a surprise add-on. Most of you will never ever heard of it. It's called Details. This add-on replaces well-known add-ons like Skada or Recount and should be your default DPS meter. The difference between Details and for example Skada is that there are so much more tools available to you when using Details. This add-on gathers information not only concerning damage, healing, interrupts, dispels, but also incorporates things like who pulled first, a summary of the fight, and important notes on how you and the whole raid can improve your performance in that specific encounter. It even gives you the option to create a weak aura for specific boss abilities with only one click. Overall, if you use Skada or Recount, give it a shot anyways. There are tons of features for you to experience. My last add-on is not explicitly made for raids, but it will certainly be a neat one to have. The name of it is Tidy Blades, and it's one of the most important things to track down enemies' health, and also see your current debuffs on specific targets. And the one thing that makes this so important to raiders is the option to shrinken or enlarge nameplates depending on their current health. This is insanely useful, as some classes get advantages for attacking a low or high health target. In my case as a hunter I got a passive that increases my crit when I attack targets below 20% HP, so when an enemy hits 20% of his life, his nameplate will be enlarged by 50%. That's it for my list. I hope you enjoyed it so far. Is there any add-on you don't want to miss in the raids that I didn't name? Let me know in the comments below. A quick side note, I didn't mention add-ons like RC Loot Council, as every guild uses a different type of loot awarding, and therefore you will most likely need to adapt to them. I also wanna give a big shout out to the Facebook site Heroes from Azeroth. They are producing fancy World of Warcraft merchandise like shirts, hoodies and mugs. You should definitely check them out, the links will be in the description. Thank you for watching and as always, happy hunting.